Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. We have a very interesting kakwentuhan in this episode. Ako curious ako sa story nilang mag-asawa. Although isa lang sa kanila ang kakausapin ko ngayon. Both of them were practicing dentists back in Manila. Imagine, yung isa, several years na siya sa kanyang sariling clinic. Yung isa naman, medyo bago pa. But both of them decided to leave their practice. Sinara po nila ang kanilang mga clinic, I think, to move to Canada. And now they're here through the student pathway. Okay, yan po ang ating ang kwento ng ating guest. Ipapasok ko na po siya. Yan, si Arel Marzan. Hi, Arel.
Hi, Ina.
I know Arel because he's a very good friend of my brother-in-law, si Jackie. Hi, Jackie. O, ayan.
Jackie,
Baka
thanks for hooking
panoorin
us
niya.
up.
Okay. Tama ba intro ko, Arel?
Okay, man.
Diba, you've had your practice for several years in
Yeah.
Manila as a dentist. Your wife, si Faye, medyo kaka-open lang niya when you guys decided to move to Canada. Tama?
Yeah, naabutan lang ng pandemic yung kay Faye. Kasi it was late in 2019 when she decided to set up practice. Kasi everything, things were going really well no mga late 2018, 2019. So medyo nagiging optimistic kami about putting up another practice. We had high hopes.
What made you decide to close both your practices? Tama ba? Anong nangyari sa clinic mo, bale?
Well, we luckily for us, we were able to find friends who were willing to take care of yung established namin pool of patients.
Okay.
It's been there for a while now. So kailangan na rin namin yung pagkakatiwalaan namin. And thankfully, we were blessed to have friends na sinalo yung practice namin. We sold our practices basically.
I'm sure, Arel, being dentist was your, kayo ni Faye pala, dream ninyong dalawang maging dentist. Si Arel, yung practice niya, parang yung clinic niya almost 10 years nang open. And then you suddenly just, decided to leave and move to Canada. Why?
Some people back home, they had that notion na parang biglaan yung decision namin. Pero we were actually cooking this up for a few years already. 2017, napag-uusapan na namin mag-asawa napag-usapan lang naman. At first, it was just a silly ideas. Those silly ideas you talk about pag nakainom ka ng konti.
Ay, oo naman. Daming mga ganyan. Okay.
And then, pag na-frustrate ka lang dun sa when you have a bad day or you're stuck in traffic, and then you start to question yourself na, is this how I really want to, spend my days?
Why? What kind of life were you living?
We were doing just fine. When I say we're doing just fine, we're okay. We weren't great. Like, pag sinabi mo kasing I'm great, like I've actually naabot ko na yung peak ko. Kumbaga, my prime. This is my prime. I can't confidently say na that was my prime. Like, I know I could still do more. The question was, nung time na yun, was, am I where I'm supposed to be? Meron naman akong sasakyan, and then we were able to eat out naman once, twice a week. Pwede namin kitain yung friends. We were able to take trips every now and then. We were secured. Hindi naman, it wasn't a matter of we were just frustrated kasi we were broke. Hindi siya ganun.
Yeah.
Financially, we were okay.
Yeah.
But iba na yung usapan when you start having kids. Kasi you're thinking about now, you start to think about schooling. Ayan na. Starting to think about school, yung healthcare nyo. These are things that we hindi man never, but we seldom talked about nung kaming dalawa palang mag-asawa.
Correct.
So all we had to fend for was ourselves. Like yung kailangan lang namin i-maintain yung lifestyle namin.
And usually, you would shortchange yourself if it's about you lang. Pero kapag iisipin mo yung anak ko, syempre hindi. Gusto ko ibigay yung the best of the best, and everything for your child. So yun yung sinasabi mo.
Yes. Yeah, and that's exactly how it was. Nung nalaman pa lang namin na we were pregnant, napapaisip-isip na rin kami. Pero we still decided to stay. We still decided to stay because we had Andy that was early 2019. So April yun. And then I took an internship. Umalis pa ako ng Pilipinas. I flew back. Mas ganado pa ako mag-practice. And we established another clinic. We sort of had a roadmap in our heads na. And we had that understanding of where we were going. But up until this day, pagka nag-uusap kami and tumitingin kami sa labas ng apartment, we would always think to ourselves na mag-uusap kami dalawa, sasabihin namin, I would never have thought na we would end up here. Pag nasa train ako, minsan nagzo-zone out ako na I can't believe I'm here.
Was there a specific thing, issue, incident that made you seriously consider Canada?
It started out as frustration muna. And it was just because of the pandemic, I think made a lot of people realize different things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. May kanya-kanya, we were all fighting our own battles Pero yung sa amin nun was, yung development kasi ng anak mo kapag when he's an only child and he's stuck indoors and he can't interact with other people, you start worrying. Pinasok namin siya isang Montessori school, which did him well. It's just hybrid setting, diba? Hybrid setting that time. And, you can't expect a 3-year-old to just focus on the screen and participate in class as if it's in person na klase. It didn't seem like it was going to end. Hindi naman it's not that I'm being negative about.
Yeah, and nobody really knew when it was gonna end, diba?
When it's your kid's development, yung future niya at stake, diyan napapasok yung mga ideas na you start to think outside of the box.
You applied during the pandemic, tama ba?
Yeah, we did.
Was it also because maybe, Arel, during the pandemic, everybody didn't know how to make a living, diba? Your businesses were affected, government assistance, hinahanap ng mga tao. Naging factor ba yun?
Oh yeah. Dun sa first 3 months when they announced yung there was going to be a lockdown. Siyempre, pag first 3 months yan, medyo in denial ka pa na, things will not turn out for the worst.
Dali lang yan.
Excited ka pa niya, punta ka pang SNR tsaka Lander, mamimili ka pang chichirya. It seemed like a picnic, parang, okay to, chill muna tayo sa bahay, watch a little bit of, binge watch tayo, and then, magdadon sa yung reality. The bills start piling up.
Yeah.
The bills started piling up. Yung mga offices, they couldn't operate. I mean, how do you go to a dentist nang hindi face-to-face, nang hindi in-person?
Oh, correct.
Diba? Sabi mo na lang, 3 months lang naman. What's 3 months? Sige, wag na muna tayo mag-open. And then, pagdating ng 4th, 5th, 6th month, that's when it starts hurting. Kasi makikita mo, you can, sige, if you're very optimistic, kung very positive person ka, sasabihin mo lang lagi, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Pero pag nakikita mo, nagde-deteriorate yung savings mo.
Oo, naku, nakakatakot,
It's hard to stay composed. Okay? So, minsan yan, mapag-aawayan yun na yan. We didn't see an end to it. I think nobody did. Diba? I think naabutan pa nung naka-face shields pa
Okay.
It was after the face shields and then people nagkakaroon pa rin ng mga outbreaks, and we've seen in other countries, we can't help but compare kasi nakikita ko na rin yung mga ibang kakilala ko, mga ibang kaibigan ko overseas. Like they've moved on from the pandemic. They've moved on, and I feel like we were just stuck. Diba yun ang maririnig mo na pag nag-aaway-aaway na sa social media, a lot of things happened, and I don't want to dwell into politics. Pero napag-uusapan na kasi siya doon na people
iba
were
pang
blaming.
usapin niya na nakaka-stress din, di ba? Pag nakikita mo on social media ng mga panahon na yun.
There are some things that are beyond your control. And kung hindi mo na kayang kontrolado yan, ano ba yung pwede mo kontrolin?
Which is, in your case, you decided to get yourselves out of that place.
So ano ba yung makokontrol namin? It was, let's make that change.
So now, they decided to take on the student pathway. Ang kanyang asawa, si Faye, ang nag-aaral.
She's taking healthcare administration.
Okay.
And so far she's been having fun with it kasi it's a change. It's a breath of fresh air for her. Ako, I'm very fortunate to still be working within my field. So I work as a clinical assistant. I work with a specialist here.
So, dental clinic pa rin ang pinagtatrabuhan, bali?
Yes, it is. If we're getting a little into detail, I work with a dental anesthesiologist.
How do you feel, Arel? Syempre, you can't help. Hindi mo naman maiiwasan to think, nako, back home.
Yeah.
Ako may-ari ng clinic na to, na ganito.
Ay, nako.
And now, you're assisting yung mga katulad mo dapat, di ba? So, how do you feel about that?
I have to admit, meron pa rin I still have those self-pity episodes.
Oh, bago po natin ipagpatuloy yung episode na yan, just a quick commercial. For incoming international students dito sa Canada, o actually anybody na lilipat po dito sa Canada, at ayaw nyo ng problemahin ng paghahanap ng mobile plan pagdating po ninyo dito, alam nyo bang pwede kayo bumili ng SIM card from there, galing pong Pilipinas? Pwede po kayo kumuha ng plan from Canadian SIM, which is powered by Fido. They have an exclusive offer right now, only up to January 8. Meron po silang ino-offer na $35 that comes with 50 gigabytes per month. Kukuha po kayo niyan, pwede po nilang i-deliver sa inyo directly to you anywhere in the Philippines, free. That plan comes with unlimited Canada-wide calls. Also, wala po itong down payment if you're using your own device. However, if you want a new device, there will be a down payment. Libre rin po ang SIM activation para dyan. Kasi po minsan pagdating nyo dito sa Canada at dito kayo kumuha ng mobile plan, there is sometimes an activation fee na abot hanggang $60. Mabigat-bigat rin po. So think about it, $35 with 50 gigabytes per month. Click on the link below if you want to learn more. Again, that offer is only up to January 8, 2024. If you click the link after January 8, there will be a different offer. So bantay-bantayan nyo na lang din po. Okay, back to the episode.
Tawag ni Faye doon, may self-pity episode ka na naman. Kasi, once in a while, you can't help but yung you get nostalgic about yung what you once were. I mean, I'm still a dentist. I'm just not
and
licensed.
malay mo, you can still be a dentist here.
Yeah.
Are you working towards that too? Possibly practicing here later on?
That's true. Nothing is easy. Sasabihin ko sana it's not going to be
mahirap mag-dentist dito. Several exams, di ba, Arel?
Oh, yeah.
Several exams na I heard hindi masyado madali, mahirap-hirap din. But you can do it if you put your mind to it. Isa pang issue dyan, gastos din. Mahal mag-take ng exams din dito, di ba, Arel?
Oh, yeah. Actually, yun ang biggest hurdle ko. Syempre, we have to recover muna dun sa tuition fee na binayad namin for international students.
Oo nga naman.
That's no joke. Heartbreaking sa akin kapag nakakarinig rin ako ng mga students na, they're struggling with the tuition fees. Kasi ramdam namin Especially pag kayong pag pumapasok na yung 3rd, 4th semester, masasaktan ka na.
So now, how do you get over yung sinasabi mo kayo na self-pity?
Okay.
When you start feeling that way, what do you tell yourself?
You have to come to terms with yung reality na kung pupunta ka kasi dito, mali na agad yung pasok mo kapag yung mindset mo is you keep comparing yourself dun sa your old version Kasi the fact is, papasok ka dito and without those connections that you used to have, without yung acknowledgement, yung recognition ng education mo. So it is going to be tough and you have to accept it. Sabihin nila it's normal to have those self-pity episodes nga. But give yourself like a good 15 minutes to have that self-pity. So I didn't want to be in denial. Pagka ganun, pag I know I'm having those episodes na magkakaroon ako ng, okay, ito na naman ako sa self-pity. Especially kapag kayong naghihintay ako sa bus stop noon, alala ko pagka yung bus stop and then it's snowing and then, yung next bus will come around 20 minutes pa. In 20 minutes, doon ka mapapaisip na, ano ba itong ginawa ko? Going back to that question, like how do I manage to deal with yung mga self-pity episodes? I keep good company. Like I surround myself with good company, with good, kind people. I try to exercise. Once in a while, it's good to catch up. I mean, si Jackie, nanonood rin yan. Once in a while, we catch up, maybe have a few beers. Yung anak mo, ilabas mo din. So ako, nilalabas ko si Andy, I take him into to play dates. I remember, pinuntahan si Luna, nakapag-labas sila. And these things, like in small ways, they ease up. They ease up yung yung emotional load, yung mental load on you.
tapos ka na sa self-pity episodes, do you suddenly get back to reality and do you feel that you've made the right decision of moving here na, hindi, ano to, okay pa ako dito? I mean, are you happy now with your decision right now?
I mean, it's nakakatawa dyan pag tinatanong ako, kumusta? Happy ka ba? Sabihin ko, you know what? For now, I am. Ask me again in 3 months. So, inisip na lang namin ni Faye, let's just make it through our first year. Kasi pag inisip mo na yung 5-year plan mo, mabubuang ka talaga dito. You know, you see people succeeding and you want to continue to be happy for their success. Pero kapag ka inisip mo na kasi na you have to be at the same pace as them, na dahil iniisip mo na nga yung 5-year plan, I love sharing this with friends na mga dumadating pa lang eh. Like, you cannot be thinking about your second and your third year. In fact, dapat iniisip mo lang muna dito monthly basis.
Ako naman, I think you should enjoy this, you exploring this new place.
True.
I think that's one way for you to appreciate and be grateful. Imbis na tingnan mo yung mga kalungkutan, i-appreciate mo yung meron dito na wala sa pinanggalingan mo, diba? Do you sometimes also feel that way? I mean, what are the positive things that you've seen?
I'm so easy to please. Yun yung iniisip ko eh, na parang I come from the Philippines na we have ang gaganda ng mga malls, ang gaganda ng mga we have, for me, mas masarap yung mga restaurants natin doon.
Ay, syempre, iba yun.
Iba.
Panlasa natin yun.
Pero instead of me focusing on what the Philippines has and what Canada doesn't, inisip ko naman, what does Canada have to offer? What does Canada have to offer na hindi namin nakukuha? We don't have access. So, one of the first places we visited was the public library. And doon ko naramdaman yung parang, oh man, I was so mind blown kasi you could borrow musical instruments, you could borrow books, DVDs, you could access yung free wifi nila, meron kang
totoong free public wifi sa Pilipinas. Ang tagal-tagal lang pinapangako yung free public wifi.
I mean,
ewan.
May ano siya eh, may wins ang Pilipinas pagdating in certain aspects, pero meron din dito. Dito na siguro nakita rin namin na it was more of living simply. We don't have a car here. We just walk wherever we need to go. Take the public transit. And then, hindi kami masyado palakain sa labas.
Of course, let's not deny the fact na issue din ngayon sa mga, lalo na sa mga bagong lipat sa Canada, ang high cost of living. You know, if you talk to people who've been here for a long time, they would really say na, iba na Canada eh. You know, it was easier before. How do you deal with it?
I think the first couple of months that I was here, kaya ako na-depress. Kasi I was focusing so much on surviving because of the high cost of living.
Yeah.
So it took such a big space in my head. I've never felt this insecure. It's one thing kapag kayong mag-isa ka. You come here as by yourself, pero pag mag-isa ka kasi, iisipin mo lang, titiisin mo lang naman yung sarili mo eh. But when you're responsible for the security of your partner and your kid, tapos wala ka pang mahanap na trabaho, talaga siyang, may mga sleepless nights talaga. And
moving forward, what do you see in the future? Kasi tama ka naman, you've been here basically a few months, wala pang 1 year. It's really too early to say whether or not it's the right decision. For many of us newcomers, it remains to be seen. But how are you feeling at this moment? I mean, do you see a good future here for your family?
I honestly do. Okay, it comes with yung price of being away from your family. I really think we will have a good life here. It's just a matter. It's just achieving one milestone at a time. And sa ngayon, it's been a much better state for me.
Is going back to the Philippines still on the table? Is it still an option for you?
I don't think anybody should be closing their doors on anything.
Oh,
on
okay.
anything. It's it's not just the Philippines. Like for all we know, like you can end up in Japan or
Yeah.
like, wouldn't it be nice, diba? Or you can end up somewhere in Europe or we're not at that stage na we're closing doors. So pagka kinakausap ako ng mga tao, yung may mga loved ones, yung mga naiwan ko sa Pilipinas, sabi nila, any chance that we'll see you back here? So yun at hindi ako magsasalita ng tapos. Hindi ako magsasalita ng tapos. For now, I wanna see what's out here. The possibilities. Kasi I see potential eh. Kasi mas mahirap yung marami kang pagsisisi eh.
You have to be really open and keep positive, 'di ba? About pinasok na natin 'to eh, 'di ba? Kahit papaano dapat panindigan muna natin, wag muna tayong mag-give up, 'di ba?
There's a little bit of rin eh. Kailangan rin talaga may paninindigan ka. You have to really want it. Kasi kung half-hearted ka, it means hindi pa yun yung tamang time.
Arel, I forgot to ask pala kanina. You had some struggles initially finding a job, tama ba? Or
yes.
Ano ba? Yeah. Can you share with us anong naging experience mo dyan?
Yung una, pagdating ko, sinuwerte. Okay, pagdating ko, sinuwerte, meron agad job eh.
And then, you had some problems with your first employer, tama ba?
Man.
Issues.
Oo, pero I don't wanna,
okay.
We're not going to badmouth anybody. It was more of, she couldn't give me the security kasi she's at that point in her life, yung employer ko, that she wanted to take frequent breaks, like frequent vacations. And I wasn't, so we're talking about mga 2 weeks na I wasn't getting paid.
Oh, so basically, hindi masyado, hindi sapat yung working hours that you wanted to get. Oo nga naman.
So, it was a full-time position, pero hindi ko naabot yung hours of a full-time employee. There were weeks when sa isang month parang I only received 1 paycheck.
You left that boss, tama ba? You left?
No, I didn't leave. I was removed from my post. I was removed from my position.
Okay.
Kasi hindi niya na makita na natatagal ako. Kasi when I brought it up, yung concern ko, the first thing that she thought was, if he's not happy with me anymore, eventually iiwan din ako nito.
Siyempre, you were worried. You were let go. So you were unemployed for a while? How long did it take before you got another job?
Well, it didn't take that long, pero it took a month.
At least kahit papaano, you didn't have to wait that long to get another job. Tama ba?
Ako, tsaka tinry ko rin mag-racket. I mean,
anong mga racket?
I did nag-cleaning services din ako, yung mga vacuum sa mga private homes. So technically, cousin-in-law ni Faye yun. So si Kuya Josh, thank you, pag-alalay sa akin. So he took me para mag-assist sa kanya sa yung mga cleaning services.
Yeah.
And then,
you just really have to do what you have to do. And then later on, you land another job that's more, closer to your field again.
Marangal na trabaho naman siya. And then, I also did yung Uber Eats. Nag-deliver din ako ng food.
Okay. But I think we're good, Arel. Thanks so much.
Thank you then. Thanks for having me.
By the way, si Arel meron ding vlog sharing his stories here in Canada. Arel Marzan lang, 'di ba? Sa YouTube.
Yeah. Coping mechanism natin 'yan eh.
Oo, follow nyo rin yan if you wanna follow his story here in Canada.
Thank you.
Oo nga. In a few years, who knows, you might be a practicing dentist here.
Ako, sana magdilang anghel ka.
Okay, so that's it for this episode, guys. For those of you who might want to share your stories with me, malay mo, kayo ang sunod nating makakwentuhan dito, just email me at inanutshellvlog@gmail.com. So again, that's it for this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much, Arel.
Thank you,
Bye,
Ina.
guys.
Thank you.